When I think of Coach Wooden, I think of a number of different things, number of words and descriptions that he exemplifies come to mind. I think of fundamentals. He was the ultimate fundamental teacher. We started the first day of practice with fundamentals, and when we played in the NCAA finals, the practice beforehand, we were still doing those same fundamentals that we started the first day of practice way back when. The first thing he did was he taught us how to put our socks on properly so we didn't get blisters, so we wouldn't miss a practice or miss a game because of that. I think of teacher. He most preferred teacher as opposed to coach. He was out there with those little 3x5 cards, and he had every minute structured, and he knew where he wanted us to be. When he blew that whistle, we had to be there, and he was teaching us all about the different things that we needed to do, how to do it properly, how to do this, and he demonstrated. He was a great teacher. He was a leader. There's no question that he was a leader. When he blew that whistle, we had to be there, and we had to be there right then. He was in complete control. I remember him talking about his pyramid of success. That pyramid of success with those 15 blocks that he put together that taught us how to be the best that we could be, how we could be as a team, the best team that we could be, practicing as hard as we could, working together. Taught us to be prepared for whatever situation came up. We were prepared for it. He said, never get too high when you win, never get too low when you lose. Keep on a steady keel. He said, be a gracious winner. He said, he would say before the NCAA final game, he would say, now listen, if we win this game tonight, he said, I don't want you guys to go crazy out there. No wild celebrations. Leave that to the students and to the alumni. And humility. I think of humility when I think of Coach Wooden. And when you think about the pages and pages of awards and achievements and honors that he's received and won, 10 championships in 12 years, 7 championships in a row. Those will never be equaled. 38 straight tournament wins, 88-game win streak over 4 seasons. The first, as was mentioned, to be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame as a player and a coach. And when he was asked what is most meaningful to him out of all of those awards and achievements and honors, his answer was that it was the Big Ten academic medal that he received when he was back at Purdue. That's a humble man. Now I want to tell you a little bit, as was mentioned, that he doesn't care for this moniker, the Wizard of Westwood, and what a great coach he was, and the coach of the year, and the coach of the century, and all that stuff. Let me tell you just a little bit on the inside. When I played at UCLA for the 3 years I was there, first thing he did was he took the 10 of us, there were 12 players that went on the road, 10 of us aside, and he said to us, this is what I want you guys to do. He said, on defense now, you play together as a team, and if you happen to steal that ball, you give it to Hazard or Goodrich. He said, you know, you go in and you get a rebound, and for that fast break, you outlet it to Goodrich or Hazard. And then when you play team defense, you get back and you get that ball, and when you get it, you turn around, you go the other way, you give it to Hazard or to Goodrich. Let me tell you about our playbook. We had no playbook. We had no plays for those 10 guys. All we heard was, give it to Goodrich or Hazard. Set a screen for Hazard, he'll give it to Goodrich. Get that ball on the break, and Hazard, we got sick and tired of hearing of Goodrich and Hazard, no plays for 3 years on our team. Now it was different when Kareem came in because he was the present day Goodrich and Hazard. I'm often asked about what I remember of my years for playing with Coach Wooden. I was there for 3 years, and it was a tremendous honor playing with him. And as I just mentioned, I don't remember any of the plays we ran because we didn't have any. But here's what I remember about Coach Wooden. His wife was around, and his children were around, and I remember that seeing him as a youngster, as all of us coming in, and our parents were not around, we were impressionable, and we were looking for role models. And we had the ultimate role model in Coach Wooden. He loved his wife, and he loved his children. He was a one-woman man, and you could see it and you knew it. If he gave you his word, you could take it to the bank. Never heard a swear word come out of his mouth. This is the kind of a man he was. However, if he ever blew that whistle and he said, Walter, goodness gracious sakes alive, you knew you were in trouble. He was the best role model that a young man could possibly have had, and I can't tell you how blessed I am to have been there for those 3 years and to be around Coach Wooden. Unfortunately, the wisdom of John Wooden was wasted on all of us at that young age. I didn't listen at all when I was there. And when I got out, then I started thinking, I wish I would have listened to what that man was saying. And I've come back and I've read all his books and I've spent time with him, and he's just the finest. He is a national treasure. So on behalf of all of our teammates, all of us that played for John Wooden, I just can't tell you what a blessing it was to play for him, how great it was to know him back then and until now, and what an honor to be one of his boys, part of his extended family, for all of us that played for Coach Wooden. A tremendous honor. And for us to be here today, it's just a real blessing to be a part of this, and no one deserves this honor more than to be a part of this Coliseum Court of Honor than Coach John Wooden. Thank you so much.